Hi guys, welcome to Lexington Consulting's YouTube channel. Lexington Consulting is MSP IT consulting company that does staffing as well. So this is one of our first videos on AWS computing, and let's get right into it. A little bit about AWS. This is more of an intermediate video. When we introduce this video, we're assuming you understand what cloud technology is, understand what virtualization is. So I will not go into those kind of details. There are other videos that can discuss that. But AWS cloud computing overview. To introduce that, of course, we cannot go without talking about the different services that are available in cloud technology. You have software as a service, which is basically applications. What we currently use, your Gmail, your Facebook, your everything is being hosted. All you do is just use the application. Your online banking, that's a software as a service. Platform as a service is programming environment. AWS might provide you with a Java environment, Kubernetes, or databases like MySQL, Oracle. Everything is built. All you're doing is just using that environment. Third and final, which is more popular, is infrastructure as a service. This is more virtual machines. You have a network such as VPC. You have a web server. You have databases. You have a machine that's running WordPress or Joomla. These are all infrastructure as a service. You have your firewall, 40 gig firewall, Palo Alto firewall sitting in the cloud, virtualized. That's what that is. Of course, to further explain this point, understanding between the difference in infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, this is a pretty good diagram that kind of explains. So everything in green is managed by you. So in an infrastructure service, infrastructure as a service, IaaS, you are managing your applications, you're managing the data, you're managing the runtime, managing the middleware, you're managing the OS. Everything else is managed by the vendor. Virtualization, the servers, the storage, the networking, application data. This platform as a service, you have your applications, you have your data. That's what you're managing, and then everything else is managed by by the vendor. Software as a service, everything is being managed by the vendor essentially, and all you do is just use their service, subscribe. Say for instance, I have Spotify, and I don't have to maintain the application. I don't have to worry about updates. That's done for me by the company. And all I do is just use the application. That's it. So those are pretty important, types of services to understand before you can actually get into AWS. So some of the services that we'll discuss that are offered by AWS is storage, which is S3. S3 is a popular storage type. And then servers, EC2, which is popular virtualization instances. SQL databases, you have RDS, then serverless compute, you got lambda, and for servers you got elastic beanstalk. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna hit escape here. All right, so this is how you get to Amazon's free tier option. If you've never signed up for Amazon, this is where you go: aws.amazon.com/free. Just create an account. You ask for your credit card. It won't charge it, but it will have that information just in case you decide to sign up for services. They have it handy for you. But yeah, this is a free service. You have some limited options. And of course, the website is AWS Amazon.com/free. I already have an account, so I'm already logged in. I have a paid version, but I use it very lightly. But it's a good way to familiarize yourself. So the first thing that you do is when you get into console.aws.com, comes to the screen, you log in, and it presents you to the management console. And you see the services that are being offered right there. Compute EC2 we spoke about, Lambda we spoke about, Elastic Beanstalk we spoke about, and then of course there's the identity. And the more time you spend in this interface, the more familiar you become with everything that's in here. So in this instance, IAM is what is your identity access management, and that's in there to be managed there. EC2. So let's go ahead and just do a quick browse through. So EC2. This is where I want to go when I want to create my virtual machine. Say for instance, I want to create a terminal server that people can log into, and I can choose what kind of services I want. So this one is this is where I would come to create them. This one is already created. It's running. There's no alarms. I've got availability zones. This is the public IPv4 DNS. This is so I can connect to it from my computer using this. This is the public IP address, 52.54.97. I can connect from there as well. To create one instance, it's very self-explanatory. We can go through right here. So if we want to create an instance, we can come in here, launch a template, and we can choose images, and then from the images we can choose, whether it's Linux, whether it's Windows Server, whether it's some other platform, maybe a network appliance. Then we can put security groups and interfaces and so on and so forth. But in this instance, we have an instance already created. And this is just an overview, because I know most of you guys will be listening to this, watching this, are more techie than the average Joe. So it's not meant for the average Joe. This is more for people that are familiar with IT. So this is where you create. It's very easy. You can create new instances here, and then just select the parameters that you want. But this is a quick overview, so I'm not going to get into that detail. Another place that you'll be spending a lot of time is S3 storage. This is a more popular storage. There's different storage options for AWS, and the reason that is depending on what you're looking for, you will get different services. So say for instance S3, you create a bucket for that, and the S3 is something that is more popular. You're going to access it more frequently. The other option is let's see what other options we have here that I want to discuss. Database, of course, RDS. This is more popular on RDS and DynamoDB. RDS is more like the SQL equivalent. People use it frequently as well. You can create queries, you can create a database, and you can go from there and use it. See where else do we have? You're gonna have the IAM option, which is also popular because you'll be using that to manage groups, manage users, manage their access to different resources. So this is very critical. As you can see, there's several rules here, several options. You've got users, roles, policies, and groups. When you create a user, you can assign it to a group, and you can assign that group a role. You can control policies. You can assign policies to the groups, and a user can be a member of more than one group. That's very handy, especially from a security standpoint. Something that you'll be working in quite a bit. The other things that we can talk about here are, of course, you have your VPC. This is pretty important. VPC is basically your network. Some users, your virtual private network. You're going to create your NAT gateways. You're going to create your subnets, your route tables, your security groups, and your internet gateways control traffic. So in one VPC, you can have multiple subnets in one VPC, and in one VPC, you can allow some servers to go out to the internet and others not to go out to the internet. And you have options within that VPC to control traffic. You have your CIDRs that kind of basically are your subnets. Then of course other places. So it's VPC, IAM, S3, RDS, EC2. Those are the ones that you're going to spend most of your time in. And there's other things like CloudFormation. You use those tools to create resources. So if you want to mass create resources, and you can do that via CloudFormation. If you want to do audits, you can use CloudTrail to look at logs to see what's happening inside your cloud on your servers. You get notified inside CloudTrail. You have to create it, of course. I'm not creating it because I'm not using it. Other things that definitely handy is the key management service. You can create keys for your databases, your storage, and keep them here and manage them here in this way that if you need to recover something, you have your keys handy. The other areas of interest that will be useful to you, of course, is the I'm trying to see here. OpsWorks, CloudTrail, Guard Duty, WAF if you're trying to have a firewall that you can control settings on as far as DDoS attacks. Route 53, which is your DNS, controlling DNS for your cloud and controlling the responses in the different availability zones. So this is another area you might want to spend more time in. Route 53. But yeah, that's a quick overview of what you have with AWS. Another video that I'll be doing soon is Azure, and just doing a bird's eye view of what is in each of these cloud platforms. And then you can, if you want to learn more, you can delve into it further. But you get a lot of options. The best thing is to start with things that are actually useful to you, and the things that I've highlighted are the most common ones. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for spending this time with Lexington Consulting. We are specialized in cloud technology, so if you have a project that's coming up and you need assistance on, feel free to reach out to us via email or via our website. All right, happy learning.